Hi, I'm Neil Kennedy. I want to talk to you about 10 keys to break the habit of average. It's so easy to get into the daily grind of life that many times we lose the inertia, the drive in order to break out of average, and we begin to settle. And what we settle for is what we accept. And so we're going to break those habits and break the habit of average so that we can go forward. The first key is champions do daily what the average only do occasionally. There's a lot of people that expect an excellent life with about 80% effort, not realizing that excellence happens when you push beyond that 80%. It's when you push beyond that you gain the inertia and the momentum of excellence. And excellence begets excellence. Now, you will never break the grip of mediocrity with half-hearted efforts. And so you've got to do something daily. What am I going to do today that is going to break me out of average? Number two, champions do not believe in luck. We don't believe in luck. Don't bet your life on luck, and don't put your faith in fate. In other words, champions believe in practice. Champions believe in sharpening skill sets. What are you doing today that is sharpening the skill set that you have to make you better tomorrow? What are you doing? What are you causing or making yourself to become better so that you're prepared for being the best? You may well be gifted, but your gift must be exercised to be strengthened. Just like going to the gym, you got to exercise to get the bulk, to get the build up. The same way with your gift, you have to sharpen your skill according to Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 10. Number three, you will never become the best that you can be without facing violent opposition from mediocrity. Now, that's just a fact. If you want to break out of mediocrity, you're going to be opposed. That's just the nature. You've got to decide, are you willing, are you desiring to be better than average? And if you are, then go ahead and get ready. You're going to face opposition, and it's going to come in the form of those around you. Those who have chosen to settle often come into contention with those who want to break out of the norm. They want to accuse you of thinking that you're uppity or thinking that you're better. And it's not disloyalty for you to want a better life. So mediocrity is the best of the worst and the worst of the best. So break out of that. Number four, don't be surprised by the claws of compromise that will grasp at you to keep you from taking one step beyond average. And when I say the clause of compromise, listen, compromise is not a biblical concept. Compromise is not a biblical concept. You got to break out of this. The opposite of courage isn't fear, it's compromise. So write a statement affirming your desire toward excellence. Write it every morning. I write 10 very specific goals, and I make those my prayer goals. This is what I believe that God is working in my life. And I'm telling you, you must work in order to get and loosen the grip of the claws of compromise. Number five, every level is the test of your potential. Every level is the test of your potential. If you've been faithful in another man's property, you qualify for your own. So how are you taking care of what is not yours determines whether you are going to become an owner or are you going to remain a renter. Are you going to become a owner of a business? Then you must qualify by taking care of another man's business or another person's business. So this is extremely important that you understand that at this level, this is testing me to see if I'm going to release potential in my life. Number six, those who no longer dream often despise those who still dare to dream. And it's really interesting. You're going to find this around your family. There's going to be family members that don't dream. And those who are unqualified to receive your dream will often become the very enemy of your dream. I've noticed that many people have given up on dreaming. They've given up on pursuing life. And rather than cheering on others, they just want to sit back and criticize everything and try to do everything they can to discourage you from dreaming. And if you're going to push beyond mediocrity and achieve the dream, you may have to break free from the limits and the unbelief system that other people have around you. Number 7, excellence never says good enough. No one stands up to applaud mediocrity. No one gives a standing ovation to someone achieving average. That's not what we do. So you've got to go beyond okay. Coach Nick Saban says okay is never okay. So you are more than what you have been. You are not near what you will become. And so you need to say, you know what? This isn't good enough. I'm pressing forward. Number 8, average people make their decisions according to the present, not to the future. Average people make decisions according to what is expedient right now, rather than making the investment of what is this going to gain for me in the future. Denial of a craving is a sign of maturity and the mastery of oneself. I love that statement. Denial of a craving is the sign of maturity and the mastery of oneself. Live like no one else so one day you can live like no one else. Champions deny their appetite of the present in order to protect their purpose. So number 9, in the pursuit of your dream, do not allow a stopover to become a settlement. So as you're pursuing, as you're taking steps to achieve your dream, you're always going to be tempted by comfort. The temptation of comfort is always going to come to you to the place where are you going to achieve your very best, or are you going to forfeit the best for what you feel is good enough? So remember to always take the steps. Always keep taking steps. God leads us in steps, not in leaps. Taking a leap of faith is not a biblical concept. God does not ask you to be presumptuous and take steps or take leaps of faith. He tells you to take steps, and He'll order your steps. The one who suggested taking a leap was Satan tempting Jesus. Don't do it. That's presumption. But God will lead your steps, and your steps will lead you into a great destiny. And then finally, number 10, a real person of faith believes for something that may require longer than his own lifetime to achieve. Now, this is when excellence goes beyond yourself. It's the moment that you decide that you are willing to live your life and believe for something that really isn't for you. It's for somebody else. It's maybe for your children or for your children's children. I'm going to tell you, when you reach this level, excellence has been marked in your life. 10 keys to break the habit of average. Hey, listen, I want to tell you, encourage you, get this book, 5-Star Man. I wrote this book for men. This is a anti-cultural book. This book helps define the biblical model of manhood, which is authentic manhood. It is so countercultural. It speaks against the anti-man spirit of this culture. Get this book, 5starman.com or amazon.com. I promise you it will be worth your read. I promise you you'll read it more than once. It's so valuable to men. This is a book written for men, by me specifically. This is what's launched the movement of 5-Star Man. We'll see you.